Now, before you go to the store, you want to check what you have in your refrigerator and you also want to check your cabinets before you go. Do inventory and then sit down and make a list. All right, that's what we're finna do.
Are you ready for phase one?
And this is how much I spent for groceries for the week. All right, this is everything that I got from the store. Okay. And we're going to make some dishes with that using things that we already have on hand, but they're still going to be budget friendly. Okay. Here's your shot. Everything that we got. All right, we're getting ready to get started cooking. All right, let's get started on our budget meals for the week. All right, what I've got is I think I'm going to be able to make at least 5 meals with what I have for that $22 and some change I showed you at the beginning. The only thing that I had to buy, because I already had everything else at home, like I said, shop your cabinets, shop your pantry, shop your freezer. I got the ground turkey, and then I bought the rotel. I already had the bow tie noodles, and of course my seasonings. I cook all the time, so I have plenty of seasonings. This is everything we're going to use to make this delicious meal. All right, the very first thing we're going to do, first of all, I'm only using half of that turkey because we're going to use the other half for another dish. Feel free to buy 2 of these. We're cooking on a budget this week. So I'm going to put in about a tablespoon of Mrs. Dash and about a tablespoon of this garlic salt. And then we're just going to break this up and brown this up. That's all we're going to do right now. And like I said, you know, when we're doing the budget meals, you can absolutely add to, take away. But I strongly suggest that when you're going to do a budget meal, always shop your home first. It is very important that you shop your home first. That way you're not spending unnecessary money. Okay? So I'm just going to break this up. I'm going to brown this up. And when I get through browning it, I'll be right back. Now, also, as you can see, I figured I'll bring this back and let you see. I break my meat up almost to the consistency, well, pretty much to the consistency of taco meat. I baby it a little bit, and I'm constantly breaking it up into pieces. When you make smaller pieces, the meat goes further. Okay? So just in case you're new here and you're not familiar with how I cook my ground meat, this is how I do it. I break it up into pieces as small as I can. So I baby it a little bit. And there's nothing wrong with having the bigger chunks. Absolutely, there's nothing wrong with that. But this is how I do mine. It stretches it further, as you can see. Because see, if I had bigger chunks, I'll give you an example. This little piece right here could be 1 piece of meat if you had bigger chunks. And we're trying to stretch it out because we're doing budget meals this week, okay? Now, also, why this meat is cooking, because it takes anywhere from 7 to 10 minutes on a medium heat. While this meat is cooking, we also have our pasta water boiling, okay? So we're going to cook this. I'm going to give this probably about 2 to 3 more minutes, and then I'll be back and we'll move on to the next step. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and welcome all my new subscribers, and welcome back all my old ones. And if you haven't already subscribed, please, please, please consider doing so. Gigi does a lot over here. All right, I'll see you in a minute. All right, as you can see how brown I got that ground turkey, we're going to go in with that rotel, whole can, juice and all. Mix that all in together. You see what I mean about the meat? You make it smaller like that, it goes further. All right, you can feed a family of 6 minimum with this meal. So now we're going to go ahead and go in with that pasta. And dinner is served. Look at that. And if you wanted to have a little bit more liquid in it, keep a little bit of that pasta water, and that'll do the trick. How delicious is that? I'm going to plate her up, show you what she looks like. I'll be right back. And there is our ground turkey pasta. 3 simple ingredients is all we use: the rotel, the ground turkey, and the noodles, or pasta, the bow tie pasta. And then I just used a little bit of cheese. The red onion I bought is part of the budget. A little bit of cilantro, which is something I always have on hand. But even if you didn't have those items, yum, yum, you better make some. You can't beat the deal. Things made easy with Gigi. All right, all day, every day. Let's go to the next one. All right, our next meal is going to be a chicken stir fry. You saw me buy these items at the store. And well, I guess I should say the noodles, and then this deluxe stir fry. Items I already had. I had some chicken thighs, and I baked probably about 8 of them. I'm going to put 4 in one dish, 4 in another. What I took out of my freezer. I always have soy sauce and sesame oil on hand, as well as extra virgin olive oil. These are items I always have because I cook with them a lot. So here we go with one more meal. So it's really just technically 3 ingredients. Let's get cooking. I decided I'm also going to put a can of mushrooms in this as well. Okay? Something else I already had in the cabinet. All right. Let's get to cooking. All right, the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and go in here with about, I'd say maybe a tablespoon and a half of olive oil. Just to kind of get these veggies sauteing up. And then I'm going to go in with the bag. All right. So I'm going to let this go for about 3 minutes. And then I'm going to add in those seasonings, okay? And I'll be right back. All right, this has been cooking for about 3 minutes. We're going to let it cook for another 3 to 4 minutes. We're going to go in with about 1/4 of a cup of soy sauce. And I'm going to put in about a tablespoon of this sesame oil. All right? And if you don't have that, that's fine. You don't need it. As long as you try to get you some soy sauce, you know, it just makes a difference. All right? And I'm going to let this cook for another, I'd say about 3 minutes. Make sure all of this is good and heated through. And then I'm going to put that chicken in. I'll be right back. All right. It's been exactly 2 minutes. We're going to go ahead and go in with those mushrooms. And we're going to go ahead and go in with that chicken. And you can absolutely make this without the chicken. And it'll be equally as delicious. So we're going to let this all cook together. Let those flavors get to know one another. Become the best of friends. And then I'm going to go over here and get those noodles in this hot boiling water. I'll be right back. Okay, so we're just going to go in with those noodles. They cook for about 3 minutes. I will not be using these little packets, but you can absolutely save these for seasoning on another day. All right, and we're just going to get those in there, get them all boiled up, and I'll be back. All right, the noodles are done. Like I said, 3 minutes. And then this is done. So I'm just going to combine the two. I'll be right back. All we have to do at this point is just mix all of this yummy together. And dinner's served. All right. So I'm going to keep mixing this up. And then I'm going to plate one up. And let you see just how delicious and yummy this is. I'll be back.
Are you ready for phase one?
All right, here we go with the next one. We're going to use this cheese. I probably have maybe 2 left in here. Yep, 2. My kids use these when they make homemade nachos and stuff. So I'm going to use that. I'm going to use the taco seasoning, some diced tomatoes, the other part of that ground turkey, and some small shells. There's your shot. This is going to be our Mexican mac and cheese. Let's get cooking. All right, the very first thing we're going to do is get that ground turkey in there. And we're going to brown it up. And this is going to take us probably about anywhere from 7 to 10 minutes. And we're going to break it up like taco meat, like I did the other one, because it stretches further that way. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to break this up. I'm going to baby this meat a little bit and break it up into little bitty pieces. And then I'll be back. So I'm going to brown this over a medium heat, and I'll be right back. All right, the next thing we're going to do, she's wobbling. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to put in half of this packet of taco seasoning, just half. So we can save that other half for another day. All right, I'll put that in a sandwich bag, and then I'm going to go in with about 1/4 of a cup of water. Get that all in there. We want that taco seasoning on that meat, and I'm going to let this go for 3 minutes. Okay? All the while, don't forget, get that water boiling so that we can go ahead and put those shells in there. Okay? All right, I'm going to let this go for about 3 minutes. I'll be back. Okay, and with the shells, we're only going to use half a box of those as well. Okay? And then we're going to cook those according to the package. All right, I'll be back. Okay, we've got our meat the way we want it. I'm going to go in with that rotel. Yum, yum. This is a yummy dish. And I'm going in with that juice as well. I'm going to go ahead and put those shells in. Whoop, as I splash them everywhere. Yum, yum. Look at that. You see where we're going with this? Absolutely delicious. Okay. And then we're going to go in with that cheese. And if you've never tried this cheese before, it is definitely a must try. It is amazing. Gives you just enough, not too much. Get all that cheese out of there. Okay. And then we're just going to mix it all in. And dinner is done. Dinner is done. It is done in no time at all. Absolutely delicious. Now we're going to plate her up. Yes, we are. We're going to plate her up and give her her close-up. Look at that. I'll be right back.
Are you ready for phase one?
All right, here we go with the next dish. We're going to make some baked ziti. The ingredients we'll be using: I bought the Alfredo, the tomato sauce. I already had the table blend, Mrs. Dash, and the Italian seasoning. I bought the cheese and the ziti noodles. And that is 4 chicken thighs that I seasoned and baked. And that's something I already had in the freezer. Here we go. Let's get baking. All right, we got this water boiling, ready to go. We're going to use the whole box of ziti noodles. We're going to cook it al dente. So 2-3 minutes before it's completely done, because it's going to cook some more in the oven. All right. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'll be back. All right, we've got that ziti in the bowl. We're going to go in with that Alfredo sauce. Get it all in there. And put a little bit of water in there and get the rest of that. And then we're going to pour in that tomato sauce. Just a couple of tablespoons of water in there just to get the rest of it out. You know, we don't believe in wasting. We want it all. Okay. Then we're going to go in with about 2 tablespoons of this Italian seasoning. And about a tablespoon of Mrs. Dash. And then we're going to just mix all of this up together. Yum, yum. Just going to mix all that up. Make sure you get everything well coated and make sure you mix it really well. Okay? Once we get that all mixed up, we're going to go in with that chicken. And then we're going to put that chicken and get that all mixed up and combined in there. It's a little cold. It's been in the refrigerator. Just kind of fold it up in there. And then I'm going to get this dish over here. I'll be right back. All right, we're going to take that baking dish, spray it down with some spray. Any spray you have will do. All right. And then we're going to go in with our delicious little ziti that we just made. I'm going to put in half. Then I'm going to go in with some of that cheese. Then I'm going to go in with the other half. And then I'm going to go in with that remainder amount of that cheese. And then we're going to bake this in the oven on 350 for about 30 to 40 minutes depending on your oven, okay? And I am going to top mine with a little parsley, simply for pretty. All right. In the oven, 350, 30 to 40 minutes depending on your oven. And Gigi will be back. Okay, I don't know if I told you, but I did loosely put some foil on here to get it melting. That was 20 minutes. Now I'm going to take the foil off and let it cook for 10 more minutes. All right, I'll be back. And here she is, fresh out of the oven. Let's put her in a bowl. Let you see what she looks like. I'll be back. And there is our baked ziti. Yum, yum, and yum. Look at that. Isn't she delicious? We got one more dish to go. I'll be back. All right, our final meal. We're going to make a vegetable pot pie. You can add meat to yours if you want to, but I'm sticking to my budget. Garlic salt, Mrs. Dash, cream of mushroom, and that is one of those small cans, as you can see. I got some mushrooms, but if you've got a can of mushrooms, those will work just fine. My veggies that I keep frozen, slice them up when they come home. That's orange, yellow, and red, 1 cup, and that's about a cup of red onion. We've got the pie crust. You were with me when we bought that, and when we bought the vegetables. Here's our shot. And in this case, we're going to do cooking first. Then we're going to bake. I'll be right back. And I will be using some extra virgin olive oil to saute my veggies. This is something that I keep on hand. All right, let's get started. All right, to our skillet, I am going to add a couple of tablespoons of that olive oil. And like I said, olive oil, there's a few products that I always keep on hand at all times. We're going to go in with the bell peppers. and also the onions. And then I'm going to go ahead and put in about a tablespoon of this garlic salt, or maybe 2. And the same with Mrs. Dash. And then I'm just going to saute this for about 3 minutes. There's a nice little zhuzh. And I'm going to saute this for about 3 minutes and get those veggies a little soft. This is the base to what we're getting ready to have going on. So I'm going to let this go for 3 minutes. All right? And I'll be back. Okay, I've only got these onions and bell peppers and stuff going for about a minute. And I'm just going to go ahead and let these all saute together. So I'm going to let this go for about 5 minutes. All right? And I'll be back. And this is the butter spray that I will be using. You know how much I love this butter spray. This is the one I will be using, okay? All right. All right, while our vegetables are still sauteing, I'm going to go ahead and spray down my pie dish. And then I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of I'm going to go ahead and put a pie crust in the bottom here. If I can get it loosed. If I can get it loose, all right. And I'm going to put this in the oven and let this bottom half bake for 5 to 10 minutes, depending on your oven, on 350. Just to get my bottom crust a little something, okay? I'm just going to push that down in there. All right. And then I'm going to put that in the oven for just a couple of minutes. Press that a little bit. All right. Just to get a little brownie brown going. All right. I'll be right back. And also, in case you didn't know, I am going to spray that just a little bit. All right. With a little bit of spray. I'll be right back. All right, you can see what our mushrooms and our onions is looking like. Yum-mo. I'm going to go in with the mixed vegetables at this point. And we're just wanting to get it to a point where it's not frozen anymore. So we're just going to let this go for a couple of minutes. Let all that heat through. All right, that's what we're getting ready to do. So I would say about 3 minutes. And that's what I'm going to do. 3 minutes. I'm just going to let this heat through. And you can absolutely turn this into a chicken pot pie. Just put some, you cube the chicken up, shred the chicken up. Just get and make sure it's cooked. Some cooked chicken in this. And it will have the same effect. All right. If you want to make it into a chicken pot pie. All right. I'll be back. 3 minutes. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and go in with that cream of mushroom. Okay. And you can use cream of celery, you can use cream of chicken, you can use either one of them you want to use, okay? This is the one I had at home and also the one I prefer to use. Then we're just going to go ahead and mix that all in. I'm going to let this go for a couple of minutes. And then it'd be time to put that filling into that pie crust and get this yummy deliciousness in the oven. So I'm just going to give this 2 minutes. Let those flavors get to know one another. Let them all become friends. Sing together and dance together, okay? Because this is going to be absolutely amazing. So, I'm going to give this 2 minutes. And I'll be back. Okay, I had this in the oven just to get the cooking process started on it. And now I'm going to go ahead and go in with our filling. I'm going to put that on in there. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. I appreciate everybody coming by and checking Gigi out over here. She's always doing something. If there's something you'd like to see Gigi's take on, feel free to go ahead and drop it in the comments. I read every single one of them. Okay? All right. Get all that in there. Now we're just going to go ahead and put that top filling on top of this. If it would unroll. All right. Press it down a little bit. Give it whatever little shape you want to give it. If you want to, if you choose to, completely up to you. Give it a nice little something, something, or not. It really doesn't matter. I mean, it's for the house, it's for the family. You know, you do want a little pretty going on, but it doesn't have to be perfect. Just get it on there. Give it a nice little roll or something. You know, and then I'm going to give mine a nice little couple of little slits in the top. Just give her a little cute little X. Want that pressure to release. We're going to put her in the oven. 375. No, 350. I'm going to do 350 for about 30 to 40 minutes. Okay? And I am going to give her a light dish of my butter spray. All right. I'll be back. And here she is, fresh out of the oven. Yum, yum. Okay. I'm going to slice her up, but it's going to be a while because she is boiling over. Look at that. Cut her now, she'll fall apart. Okay. Give me a few and I'll get you that shot. There she is. There she is. My daughter couldn't wait. She wanted a piece now. That's why she's spilling all out. But the flavors are there. Things made easy with Gigi. All day, every day. Everybody be blessed and stay safe. Gigi's going to see you on the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. She is delicious. You don't even miss the chicken. I'm telling you. Look at that. Yum, yum. Make some. Everybody be blessed and stay safe. Gigi's going to see you on the next one.